Well, good midday, everyone. Tuning in on LBTV, Charter Spectrum Channel 989, St. Clair, Clinton counties, as well as you tuning in on YouTube. We're just minutes away from kickoff for the Lindenwood University women's soccer game between the Lindenwood University Lynx and the Wildcats of Bethel University. Thank you for tuning in here. I'm Sean Michael alongside Johnny Lang of the Sports Information Department here at Lindenwood University. Johnny, nice to have you on with us here this afternoon, or this midday, I should say.
Oh, wonderful to be here. No place I'd rather be, Sean.
All right, perfect day today. It's a few clouds in the sky. It is a little windy today, though, but as far as that goes, couldn't ask for much better conditions here on a day like today.
Oh, no, it's absolutely splendid out here. This type of day almost makes an old guy like me wish he was still playing.
So the Lindenwood Lynx do battle for their fifth game of the season. They are 1-3, 1-2 record at home. Look to take on a perfectly 4-0 team in the Wildcats. It's going to be a tough one here today.
Definitely, they've had a solid run of results so far. They're one draw in the year against a top 10 team in the country for Bethel, but it's a good challenge. But let's see if the ladies can rise up to it.
Charlie Mager, the public address announcer and the sports information director here at Lindenwood on the public address. Don't have direct access to it, but we'll get you a starting lineup as soon as we can. We haven't been handed one for either team yet. But the starting lineup festivities are about set to begin. I know starting in goal for the Lindenwood Lynx will be Dana Ruse. Is it going to be in goal? The senior. National anthem just now being wrapped up. The starting lineups for both the teams are set to debut.
Bradford. Number 21, Hannah Scholler. And starting in goal, number 1, Daniela Ruiz. And the Lady Lynx are coached by Erica Hackman and assisted by Victoria Jackson.
It's about set to kick off here at Lindenwood Field for the start of this game between the Wildcats and the Lynx. A couple of Wildcats going at it. And Lynx, a pair of Lynx, right? Cat scratch fever, as Ted Nugent would say.
Feline ferocity at its finest.
Absolutely. Officials out on the field. They're getting ready to get this game kicked off and underway. Both teams in a huddle right now. The Lindenwood Lynx in their white uniforms with the maroon shoulders, with the black lettering on the uniforms, with the maroon shorts as well as the white socks. Goalkeeper Danny Ruiz is wearing blue, as well as the goalkeeper for the Wildcats also wearing blue. The starting goaltender Shanae Ricketts, number 1 for her Wildcat team. The Wildcats wearing yellow uniforms with white shoulders, purple shorts, and yellow socks. Beautiful afternoon. This is now officially afternoon. It is 12:01.
Good afternoon, sir.
Absolutely. We could say it's high noon.
Showdown at high noon.
Showdown at high noon. 45 minutes are on the scoreboard for the half. I believe Lindenwood will start out with the ball in this game, if I had to guess, though that is not certain.
Well, it's a 50-50 chance.
Good-sized crowd on the other side of the field where the stands are. So people seem to be filing in as well on the track on the north side of the campus. That would be to your right. The wind blowing a little bit heavy. That will be blowing. It is a southwestern wind, which typically it's not a western wind.
No.
Here in the Midwest, it's normally an eastern wind, but today is blowing west, so it'll be blowing toward the far side of the field here this afternoon. The Wildcats will actually start off with the ball in this game. Seem to be some deliberation as to which ball we're going to use to start this game, as a matter of
Looks
fact.
like it's a little low on air. That one sounded better, at least.
Bring the ball to midfield now, and it looks like number 11, Janine Dennis, will get things kicked off for us. So sit back and enjoy however you're tuning in. YouTube, LBTV, Charter Spectrum Channel 989 in St. Clair and Clinton County, here in the local area. We are underway. Kickoff time, 12:03. Here we go between the Wildcats and the Lynx. Wildcats getting that first possession, advancing toward midfield now, and it's being battled for, and the Lynx regained possession but kicked on out of bounds, so it will be a Wildcat ball. A pair number 1 starting in goal for both teams. For the Lynx, Danny Ruiz, the senior, and Shanae Ricketts for the Wildcats. And the reason exercise science major all the way from the country of Colombia, and is a senior in her final season with Lindenwood, as well as the whole season being a final season, as Lindenwood University Belleville closing its daytime programs at the end of the May school year.
Indeed, makes it a little bit bittersweet for all of us here, but we're going to soldier on the best we can and do what we do every year.
Interesting fact, there are no juniors on this Lynx squad this year. Mostly seniors, sophomores, and some freshmen. Sarah Garcia getting trouble out of the way for the Lynx as the Wildcats look to get something cooking in the game. Wildcats intercept that. They advance on in. Looking for the penalty area. Kolarik unable to get it there. Johnson in a battle with her opponent. Gets it on up to midfield. Any score predictions today, Johnny?
Oh, absolutely not.
Worked into the penalty area. Wildcats let it roll out of bounds, so it will be their ball. Goal kick here for Ricketts. Last home game for the Lindenwood Lynx was on the 8th. Was on the 8th of this month.
Yeah, actually, at Belleville East, we had to move it. But yeah, 1-0 loss to Graceland. Gave up a goal in the first couple minutes, and had the better opportunities in the second half, just were unable to convert. Hopefully we've gotten that out of our system for today's game.
Free kick here for the Lynx. Hannah Scholler be kicking it forward and all across the midfield here. This is going to be an offside call right here as the Wildcat player Dennis was in ahead of the play, and so that's hence why the offsides was called.
Correct. And proper positioning by the liners, always appreciated, especially, well, maybe not always by forwards, but.
So advanced on through on the restart here. We're approaching in the 5th minute of this contest. Ball on the far side of the field. Crowd seemingly getting larger here as the match continues on. Wildcats trying to find some open field to get it into Lynx territory here. Sarah Garcia stops that just for the meanwhile. A little takedown there just at the midfield stripe, and play continues on. Ball out of bounds, smacked down by coach of the Lindenwood Lynx, Erica Hackman. Players that play for her seem to really like the way she coaches and the way she approaches every game and practices as well, from what I've heard from amongst the student body here that represent the soccer team.
Exactly. She's not easy on her players by any means, but if you're playing at this level, you're here for the challenge. You like being taken out of your comfort zone, so it's a good fit.
Ball out of bounds again. It'll be Lynx possession here. Throw in. In the 7th minute of this match, no score. Bueno had control of it. Lost it in midfield. Sarah Garcia takes it over, kicks it on up ahead. Good ball juggling by Martin there of the Wildcats, trying to advance through. Possession retaken now by the Lynx. So far, this game has been a chess match, not a shot on goal yet. Close to offsides, it will be called in offsides. However, Ruiz makes the save anyway on the offsides. shot in the penalty area.
And first real chance, doesn't matter if it's whistled or not, you make that first stop, gives you confidence for the rest of the game.
Very true. Ruiz now must feel like she's in the game now, despite it being in offsides, but still a challenge nonetheless on that shot attempt is.
Absolutely. I mean, at any level, we look at it, goalies don't want anything in between those pipes. They don't put their towel back there. They don't put their water bottle back there. All in the mindset.
Becca Johnson went to the bench area. Something was caught in her ear, maybe an earring. She still had earrings left in the game, but wanted to take them out. But no harm, no foul. She is fine. She's back into the game. Wildcats trying to exit their end. Muffed up pass there, and Bueno intercepts for the Lynx. Kish looking to control now, on up ahead. Lynx trying to get sustained pressure, took a wrong bounce up and after the air try. Garcia intercepts, on up ahead now for Aikida. Aikida on the far side, trying to advance through. Her pass intercepted, ricocheting right back to her. Now on up ahead, and the Wildcats clear. Entering the circle now and approaching midfield. So far, both teams feeling each other out right now.
Like the first round of a heavyweight fight, just testing each other with the jab, but trying to figure out where the weakness is.
Wildcats advancing through, cutting to midfield now from the pass. Stratford picked on up, that was Bray with the chance. I was looking at the Lindenwood roster. I'm trying to match the number on that one. Handled by Ruiz and then thrown down to Kish on over to Johnson. Almost an errant pass, but Garcia is able to make some hay with that situation.
Right.
Chatter picking up on both the benches here. As this game approaches its 10th minute, or 11th minute rather. We're in the 10th minute now, still no score, no shots on goal yet by either team. First 10 minutes in, it could be a low-scoring game, but now the Lynx have an opportunity here, thrown in front, but nobody home for the Lynx, and so the Wildcats will take it the other way. This will not be an offsides. Ruiz came out to challenge, and she's caught red-handed, and it's buried right there to make it 1-0 in favor of the Wildcats. A good pass on up ahead and finding the back of the net. Janine Dennis gets the Wildcats off and running.
Just got sprung on that ball into a 1v1 with the keeper, able to dance around her. Nothing but an empty net in front of her at the end. It was a solid ball sent on the assist.
Yeah, that play was close to being offside, but it was not. It's a legal play there, and so the Wildcats lead 1-0. The Lynx trying to avenge that goal. Just when I was talking about it could be a tight game, and right away you see a pass like that.
I think they're listening, dude.
Lynx looking to avenge here on a quick counter. Broken on up, though, by the defensive play of number 16, Kara Cook. Runs into trouble, though, with Bueno. Bueno advancing now. Costa lost her battle with her opponent, Molly Flynn, and Wildcats also now having trouble advancing out of their end. Stratford taking it. Toward the middle, near the outside the penalty area. Johansson's shot got blocked by her own teammate. And it's scooped up by Ricketts.
And we've seen Becky shoot in the past 13 months opportunities like that and converted on those a lot.
Dennis again taken down. Oh, my.
Yeah, it's going to be a yellow card.
Sarah Garcia. On first initial thought, I don't believe she interfered with Dennis there. I believe Dennis got her feet tripped underneath her, but nonetheless, Sarah Garcia is going to get the yellow card.
It was a smart foul, though, and honestly a smart yellow to take. If you never want to take a yellow card, but in that situation, a yellow card's a lot better than a possible breakaway. So,
if she did make contact, like you said, that is a very smart foul to take.
Yeah,
because Dennis would have been in cold turkey again to make it possibly 2-0.
Yeah. As they say in England, a professional foul. I always like that phrase.
So free kick, approaching the penalty area. Ruiz catches it, bobbled it, but now falls on it and makes sure she doesn't let go of it there. Ruiz kicking it on up ahead. At midfield now, and Stratford lost it. Now advanced on through Costa. Back for Stratford. On up ahead. Intended for Kish. And now Costa trying to hit Kish right here. Kish cuts back to the middle on the pass. Trying to feed Costa again, but broken on up just outside that penalty area. Lynx trying to get some pressure on. They're still looking for their first shot on goal. It's kicked on in toward the goaltender Ricketts. And it is possessed by her. Now crosses on over for Molly Flynn. The sophomore. Back for Ricketts, the goalkeeper, and an errant pass by Ricketts. Broken on up briefly. The Lynx now have an opportunity. Costa just outside the penalty area trying to feed a teammate. Johnson on the ricochet. Can't make a play happen. Lynx keep the play alive, though, as the ball is advanced out of Wildcat territory now. Wildcats looking for a counter. Close to being offside there. Dennis in alone again. Dennis on the Ruiz. Ruiz can't make the stop. And Dennis gets the second goal of the game for her to make it 2-0.
She's definitely got that nose for the goal. Definitely a finisher.
Close to being offside again, it looked like, but this time no avail. Dennis makes it 2-0.
Yeah, my arm as a reaction went up. Obviously, the assistant referee on the far side did not see it the way I did. And that's probably why he's getting paid more money than I am for those calls.
Hannah Bartok coming into the game now, replacing Juliana Stratford for the Lynx. Lynx in a deep hole now, down 2-0. But still plenty of time, approaching the 15th minute in this contest.
Handball.
Handball ruled by the official, so it would be a free kick for the Lynx.
And right here, what you just want to do is just take a breath, relax, get a good set piece here, and see if you can get something out of it.
Free kick going toward the goal. Whether or not that's credited as a shot on goal is not up to me, but If it is, Ricketts makes her first save.
Personally, if I was scoring, I wouldn't on that. But
Dennis in alone for the natural hat trick, denied by Ruiz, and that's a big save. We've seen Dennis called her name a couple of times here today.
Player from Jamaica, which is an up-and-coming nation in women's soccer. We saw them play at the World Cup this past summer and represented our region very well for making their first appearance at the World Cup. But sport is definitely growing down
Johnson creating some space here for the Lynx. Sorry to interrupt you there. Kish to the penalty area, broken on up though by the Wildcat defense. Costa had the ball bounce high on her, and we have a foul here called. Or was it offside? I don't know.
Yeah, there was a foul.
It was a foul.
She was kind of climbing over the bat.
The side lineman put his flag up.
Yeah, which sometimes an assistant referee is allowed to say if I saw a foul, and then it is up to his center to say, take him at his word, or he can just say, I didn't see it, I won't call it. Even though we use the phrase linesman all the time, it's assistant referee is actually far more accurate in respect to their duties.
Lynx looking to get out of their end on the far side of the field here. Can't get a number on the uniform. It's far away. I believe it's Kayla Van Boeven. Tried to make a play, if I had to guess. This is when a pair of binoculars would help out in the broadcast booth.
Yeah, we should really remember that next time.
I should.
Any bets that we won't, though?
So we have a whistle called here. It'll be a free kick for the Lynx. Lynx trailing 2-0 here in the first half of this contest between the Wildcats. And Johnson finds some space. Johnson in front, save made by Ricketts. She got her legs down and wouldn't allow that goal to go in 5-hole.
We can now say for sure that their goalie has a save.
Absolutely. Ricketts tested for the second time, if not the first time. Right there. Emma Sabbath for the Lynx, set to come in for substitution for Danny Ruiz on goalkeeper. This one's going to be offsides. Who else is set to come in? Ray Darledge for the Lynx. Both set to come in for substitution when the chance comes. Johnson knocking it down. Ball back up in the air. Kish running for it for the Lynx, but she's going to let it run out of bounds. And now the substitutions are going to be made. Bree Darledge coming in now for number 17, Costa. Klitsa Costa coming out of the game. Ruiz coming to the bench, a little upset with herself. Up ahead here, Lynx trying to cut the deficit in half. Nearing the 28th minute of this contest. Broken on up by
This could be something.
Anna Scholler right here. Johnson, far side of the field, Kish in the area, sprinting toward the ball, but outmuscled and beaten by her defender. I'll tell you what, I am not a fan of those white numbers on the yellow uniforms.
They were definitely not made in a decision made with the sports information department in mind.
They were not. On the other way now for the Wildcats. Trying to get it set up now. Marina Hammer taken down hard. And ball ruled to be a Lynx ball. A pair of 12s going at it there. Akita and Marina Hammer. So free kick for the Lynx, trying to get back into this game. Ball rolling out of bounds, and it is ruled a corner kick.
Ooh.
Ruled a corner kick. It went off of a Wildcat player. And so to the corner, the Lynx will get the first corner of the game.
And just get it into the box. Obviously, we got a couple good, tall target players in the box, so if we can connect with one of them, we're right back in this game.
So here we go into the box. And jumping up in the air, Ricketts grabbing it and snaring it and falling to the ground. Oh, it appears she hit her head.
Oof.
She's grabbing her head, the back of her head. Hit the head on the grass here. It is natural grass. It is not turf.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ricketts going to stay in the game, though.
Well, a lot of people say, you know, well, I prefer playing on natural grass. Natural grass fields can be very hard. Take that from personal experience. Oh.
Advancing on through Dennis. Another break.
Oh.
Avoiding the shot on goal. It is scored by her, and that is a natural hat trick. Is coming out to play that one. Sabbath beaten one-on-one.
And unfortunately, not much a goalie can do in that situation. Came off her line. And I guess we're doing hydration break.
I think we got a timeout.
Hydration break, I guess. I didn't think it was that warm today, but... Referee's prerogative.
And we're back here. Lindenwood University Belleville campus in Belleville, Illinois. Lindenwood Field. Lindenwood women's soccer team trailing the Wildcats 3-0. All 3 goals coming from Janine Dennis. Natural hat trick for her. 2 of which coming via a breakaway on a one-on-one situation with the goalkeeper.
Oddly enough, just looking at the series history, though, 3-2 all time. Home team had won every game. So hopefully,
well, the Lynx are going to keep that tradition going. They're going to got their work cut out for them here.
It's a bit of a mountain to climb.
But there's still plenty of time. If they could score 3 goals in the amount of time that they have, so can the Lynx.
Absolutely. The first one to get is the hardest. And Bethel on Thursday night took on Missouri Baptist at Mobap and picked up a 3-1 victory. Only blemish on their record so far is against Cumberland University, who they played to a 0-0 draw back on September 4.
So they're technically 4-0-1. Lynx 1-3-0. Done over in another one-on-one potentially with Dennis, but kicked away by Sabbath.
Freshman Richmond Heights, Missouri Sabbath has shown she's coming in relief in a couple of the matches that I've seen, and I thought it's performed really well.
Exercise science major. I believe she's also in my nutrition class.
Oh, there you go.
As we were mentioning off the air about that.
Yes, apparently don't eat Sonic, kids.
Well, I mean, you can, but
Don't make
as our teacher says, if you like cancer, eat Sonic. And again, he says that about every fast food place, though.
None of it's good for you. I'm living proof of that.
So meanwhile, back at the ranch here, Wildcats trying to exit out of their territory. The ball is kicked all the way back to Ricketts, the goalkeeper here. But had Dennis offside there, and so the Lynx will get the ball back once again. Dennis is trying to has found success rather in creating open space for herself in the middle parts of the field, but at times she has created herself at offsides.
Yeah, this is probably the 3rd time she's been in an offside position in this game, so.
This ball is going to roll all the way to Ricketts. She'll scoop it up and toss it on over for number 17, Clark. Clark goes across the field to the far side. Brittany Bray up ahead. Dennis again.
Wow.
One-on-one. Put a little too much pepper on that one, and so Sabbath able to read that and run up and scoop it up. Dennis, good speed. She's just a junior.
She's got a first step that I wish I would have had in my prime.
There she goes again. Dennis holding onto the ball. My goodness, what footwork. And in the back of the net again. Four to nothing. A series of substitutions now coming in. Dennis coming out of the game. Much to the maybe possible relief of the Lynx.
He's just, one thing you can't teach is speed, and when you're in that situation, you have to give her an extra step or two. It's not ideal, but she's beaten you time and time again. You have to adjust your positioning.
So now for the Lynx, you need four just to tie.
And right now, the thing you're looking for is just to get that first one. Get some confidence. Get something good going in to the halftime.
Sarah Garcia coming out of the game in favor for Allie Moss, the senior, now getting some playing time.
And, of course, no re-entry in the first half unless you come off for an injury. One re-entry in the second half.
Ricketts kicking it on up ahead now. Was this a handball called? A foul behind the play, looks like. The official is talking to somebody behind the play. Broken on up with a pair of headers there for the Lynx and trying to advance the ball out.
Nice stick.
Ball being deliberated for in Wildcat territory. The Lynx one shot on goal in this game. Kicked out of bounds there by number 21, Hannah Scholler. Entanglement with the official. Right there at midfield, number 6, Wilkins, got tangled up with the official.
Been in that scenario before.
Yep. On up ahead, Bree Darlich looking for possession with her defender. Didn't have much numbers though, the ball went out of bounds.
foul coming in.
What do we have there?
Just a push. Nothing major, but referee right on top of things there. So
In the 31st minute now. I got my numbers mixed up earlier when I said we were in the 28th minute.
Oh.
That was like a while ago. Turns
Yeah.
out it wasn't so. 4-0, the Lynx trail to the Wildcats of Bethel University from McKenzie, Tennessee. Free kick now for the Lynx. Good opportunity for them. Toward the goal, but out of bounds. Over the goal. Too strong there from the foot of Rebecca Johnson.
whose brother was a former Lynx men's hockey player. He's
Now with McKendree.
yes, over at McKendree. So,
Matter of fact, I ran into him last night.
oh, was yesterday the Blues alumni?
Yes.
Ah.
Got to broadcast that one for McKendree.
Oh wow.
And called his name a few times, switching from 45, what he used to wear, to 91.
Huh.
It may have just been for yesterday, though.
Yeah.
Who knows? Yeah, the men's hockey program here at Lindenwood University has folded. There's no more men's hockey. There is still a women's hockey team, though.
And having spoke with the players on that team, coming up just short a year ago, making it to the national championship game, they fully intend on playing on that last game of the season in Dallas, but this time coming back with an even bigger trophy.
For the final season, that would be a great conclusion. And a foul called as the ball was intended for Akita, but Akita was knocked down via the push, so it would be a free kick at the spot of the foul. So the Lynx have another opportunity here to
Let's see how many.
get on the scoreboard.
They're going to put 5 in the wall. Or is that 4? 4 in the wall.
Can't get a number on who's making the kick here. Here we go, number 11, Erica Lloyd. Erica Lloyd airmails that one over the goal, and so now the restart from Ricketts. Normally would have cameras behind the goals, but with it being a windy day as it is, could not do so. So we apologize for that, for you viewing on YouTube or LBTV, Charter Spectrum Channel 989 in St. Clair and Clinton counties. Ahead toward the goal. Is this going to be an offside? No. Over the net and wide. So it would be a goal kick for Emma Sabbath and the Lynx. Speaking of hockey, the St. Louis Blues training camp opened up yesterday, and it continues this morning where they unveiled the new not a heritage jersey, I should say, but a new
Throwback, I guess.
It's a throwback jersey that they wear for 3 games in the season. It's what they wore from the 94 till 1998 in blue with the red bold stripes.
And at least I won't have to go shopping for that one because I believe I still have one of those. Shot save.
Big save right there by Sabbath, and so it'll be a corner kick, the first one here for the Wildcats.
That was a dangerous ball.
Ball is out, and so Van Boeven for the Lynx trying to advance the ball, but instead defends her forechecker, and the ball rolls out of bounds.
You don't need a fourth official with this gentleman right in the center. He's just on top of everything.
Absolutely. Kish coming out of the game now for the Lynx in favor of Lily Beckerer. One of the local products on this team from Smithton, Illinois. Not too far down the road from here. Got Highland, Illinois, St. Charles, Missouri as well, being local on the roster. But as far as proximity goes, Lily Beckerer may be the closest player on the team. The closest product, I should say.
Only way you could be closer is if you actually went to Althoff, I would assume. Where you could just walk that on a nice day like today.
That's very true. Speaking of Althoff products, Chris Sabo, our TV engineer.
Well, there we go. See, I did not know that. I'm learning something today.
And yours truly as well.
Yeah, I knew you went to Althoff.
Class of 2012.
You're making me feel old.
One of the older students on campus as well. Lynx looking for a handball there as the ball is kicked toward the corner. It was in the penalty area just for a brief moment. Johansson stealing the ball. Takes a wild shot wide.
I am thinking that was supposed to be a cross that was just mishit.
Very well could have been. Give her the benefit of the doubt on that one. It did appear that she did look to her left.
And
probably got the end of the foot on it.
Yeah.
Pinky toe.
Yeah, it's definitely toe-balled it a bit, which it happens. So speaking of the Blues and training camp, have you been up to the new practice facility yet? Or
I
not?
have not been. Now here come the Lynx. Bueno. A lot of chatter now picking up from the Lynx sideline.
I have not been up there yet either, but I'm certain I will because a few of our former men's hockey players are going to be playing for the D1 team on the St. Charles campus, so I imagine on a few free Friday nights I'll make my way up there to watch some hockey. And in other Lynx events today, cross country ran at a meet that was actually held on the ground surrounding Six Flags over Mid-America. We do not have results yet, but and in 12 minutes, men's rugby will be playing their third game of the season out at, I believe they're at Minnesota today. I want to say Purdue, but that's like in 2 weeks. And a Sunday game at 5 p.m. Don't ask me why.
Johansson almost had the ball stolen from her and now advances the ball. Beckerer in the vicinity trying to make her way to it, but it's kicked on back for Ricketts, the goalkeeper. And headed out of bounds. Approaching the 40th minute of this contest. The Lynx trailing 4-0. Ball rolls out of bounds on the far sideline, so it will be a Wildcat ball.
Actually, we just found some cross country. Sophomore Josh Ferguson for the Lynx won today's race. 8 kilometers out of Six Flags at a time of 31:31, beating his nearest opponent by 20 seconds.
Very good run.
Yeah, that's faster than I ever would have covered that far.
How many miles? It's 8 kilometers.
8 kilometers is about 4.
So 4 miles in 30 minutes?
Yeah, roughly. A little bit over 4 miles.
My goodness.
Yeah. Maybe many moons ago I could have somewhat come close to that.
I could maybe do that in a video game. Nonetheless, right here, free kick for the Lynx. Doing the honors, Hannah Schaller. Four minutes to go here in this first half. Ball goes out of bounds, and so it'll be a goal kick here for Ricketts.
I must admit, runners are a special breed. You'd never think, or I would never think of going to an amusement park and then saying, hey, let's go run for 4 miles.
Absolutely right. Just got to have it in you.
Yeah. Did they at least? I hope they at least had funnel cake for him when he got done.
Need a whole bunch of carbs after that. And before, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, but I don't think funnel cakes are the good carbs.
Not a good carb for you. Take water or Gatorade. Or chocolate milk.
You know, that's becoming the new thing, and it's...
Doctors have found out it's probably the best drink for you after a workout.
Yeah.
Which is surprising, but at the same time, it really isn't surprising.
No, it really... No, when one thinks about it, it really does make a lot of sense, so... I think my problem would have been, though, not having the 25 Oreo cookies to go with the chocolate milk.
Talking about that in class, in production class. Not production, nutrition. Oreos are probably the worst cookie for you.
So I guess what I'm learning today, or what I'm wondering about today, is how am I not dead then? Because...
Miracle how we're all not dead. Ball squirted free, coming to Bueno. Tried to finagle her way back into the traffic, but ball comes back to midfield, not broken on up, and Wildcats may have another chance here. 100 seconds to go in this first half. Campos watches the ball go out of bounds. It's a Lynx ball. Bueno's going to throw it on out for the Lynx, looking for her teammate number 10, Bria Darledge. Ball comes to midfield. Good takeaway there, trying to headman the ball. Number 12, Victoria Akita, the freshman. Ball, her pass just out of the reach of her teammate. And then Wildcats got a chance to turn it back over. Ball rolling out of bounds again. In the 45th minute here.
Trying to get something here before half, hopefully.
By my collection, there shouldn't be much injury time.
Well, in college ball,
There is no injury time, I'm guessing. Clock stops, game's over.
Yep.
And the half's over. Which at this point, the Wildcats looking to tack on number 5, but catching the ball right there. Sabbath doing a good job, and this should probably do it for the clock. The horn sounds, and that will do it for the first half. Lindenwood Lynx in a hole here to start the second half. 10-minute intermission coming up your way. Lynx trail 4-0 to the Wildcats of Bethel University. Take a break. Don't go away. This is Lindenwood Lynx Soccer. And we're back here at Lindenwood Field, the campus of Lindenwood University Belleville in Belleville, Illinois. For those of you tuning in on Charter Spectrum Channel 989, St. Clair and Clinton counties, as well as YouTube, LBTV. Sean Michael in the broadcast booth alongside Johnny Lang. Lynx trail 4-0 going into the second half of action against the Wildcats. When Janine Dennis getting all 4 goals for the Wildcats. She will be back in the game to start this second half, so gotta watch out for her. Lynx have a mountain to climb here in the start of the second half, but it can be done. If 4 goals were scored in the first half, certainly 4 goals can be scored in the second half by the Lynx.
Absolutely, just got to get that first one. After that, it becomes not easy, but much easier.
Indeedly so, as second half about to kick off. It'll be the Lynx starting with possession. The Lynx defending to the right, moving to the left. Hope all the goals stay on the same net in this game.
See if that field is a little bit tilted.
Very well could be.
No, just kidding, Coach Hogan. That's a joke if you're watching.
Wind picking up a little bit here. Now the wind has moved from the east to the, from the west to the south mostly, to the direction that the Lynx will be kicking. So is that a sign? Emma Sabbath will go back to her goal now in relief for Danny Ruiz.
Sabbath came on very nicely, I thought, when she came on about 23 minutes in.
Something like that, yeah. Ball kicked out of bounds right off the start by the Wildcat players. It goes right under the roof here and it will roll down.
That brings back some memories of childhood wiffle ball. Wait for the roof ball to come down.
Bartok for the Lynx will throw it in, looking to her left. Throws it on over for Costa. Kish with it in the midfield. Take a shot on goal, and it's going to be caught by Ricketts on the bounce, and so she will restart it here. Four to nothing. All goals coming from the foot of Janine Dennis. Pass was intended for there, but Sabbath scoops it up just inside the penalty area.
First half totals for you. 8 shots, 7 on goal for Bethel.
1 for the Lynx.
And 1 on goal, yep. Fouls 8-4 in favor of Bethel. And of course, all 4 goals scored by Dennis.
Ball being thrown in, intended for Akita. Bartok throws it back into the penalty area, but kicked on out of bounds again. Lynx endured some losses from seniors last season, including Madison Beck. What do we have here?
Offside.
Offsides called. And an opportunity lost there for the Lynx. Bartok going to throw it in for the Lynx. Headed by Costa. In the area there, Darledge. Nice touch, so it's out of bounds on the Lynx, but Lynx trying to get something started here. Across the field, running for it. Becker. Becker takes a tumble to the turf. It's right back up on her feet, though, and the Wildcats advancing through.
Oh.
Almost a good play there made by Dennis.
Yeah.
Dennis gets a tumble, gets a push on her defending player, Bardick. So foul's called in the penalty area. And she looked up, she shrugged, was frustrated with that call. Anna Scholler is going to make this free kick now for the Lynx. Darledge over there, giving pressure. Ball comes free. Kick toward the front. Dennis was looking for an opening but couldn't find one. Darledge now with possession, holding on. It's good body position on her defender.
Nice
Ball
one.
kicked out of bounds and it goes off of a Wildcat player, so it'll be a Lynx ball as Lily Becker is going to go throw it in.
Nice to see the Lady Lynx here maintaining possession.
Come out with a good start to the second half.
Okay.
We have a substitution being made here because of a player for the Wildcats. Emily Raines is bleeding, the official said. The clock has stopped as well. So coming in for her to substitute for her will be number 4, Emma Irons.
This will not count against her re-entry because she came off due to the blood.
Blood seems to be coming from the mouth or nose area. Costa, an opportunity in the lane. Her kick sails over the goal, out of play. So it'll be a goal kick for Ricketts. Clock stopped once again. So we got an MLS update here for you. NYCFC, New York City Football Club, playing San Jose in the 82nd minute. They lead over San Jose 2-1 right now in the live game.
Good for the light blue squad. And talk about exciting time around this area for soccer with the announcement of something that I've been waiting for what year is this in MLS now? 23?
Something like that, yes. And the per capita, St. Louis has the most soccer players in the country.
And has been since, well, forever, it seems like. But that and St. Louis FC picked up a win last night down at Birmingham. They've won 4 straight.
Minor league club.
Which will soon morph into our new MLS team. That coming in 2022. God, feels like a long way off.
It'll be here before we all know it, though. The plan to build a new downtown
Stadium. Yep.
stadium. So, I was about to say arena, but that wouldn't have matched the description, would it?
Well, but they call the stadium in New Jersey, they call that Red Bull Arena, so what's in the name?
Who knows? When I think arena, I think of an indoor facility as well as mostly related to ice or hockey.
Yeah.
Particularly, but know some people were thinking, why can't they just play at the old Edward Jones Dome? And, well, the reason behind that is, well, the MLS prefers that you have a soccer-built stadium for their matches.
That is part of it. Also, the simple economics. It would cost more to rip the roof off than it does for us to build the new facility, because I'm sure of several architectural things that I don't understand, but...
Plus the new XFL team in St. Louis will be playing at the old Dome.
Yes.
Battlehawks.
Vince McMahon in football. I feel like I've read this one before.
Certainly have.
Ooh.
1 year it's only worked. But seems about, from what I've read, they're going about this in a different way than they did the first time. They're learning from their mistakes, and we'll see if the XFL is a success this time around. Now, what's interesting with the Battlehawk logo, an homage paid to the military Air Force history that surrounds St. Louis. But also, if you turn the logo upside down, it spells STL.
Yeah. Well, not sure if you know this or not, but for a while, Godfrey, Illinois was considered for the U.S. Air Force Academy before they decided on Colorado Springs.
Did not know that.
My mom said that she went to a junior college then that's now the campus of Lewis and Clark. Back then it was Monticello, and when that was being discussed, many of the young ladies were very excited at the idea of future Air Force officers being just down the road.
So we know the XFL team name in the Battlehawks. Do you think St. Louis FC will be the club's new name, or will it be something else?
Not exactly. It will be similar.
Chance in here and tight, and this one's stopped and shut down by Sabbath.
It will be a similar type name, I imagine. They're going to stick traditional, maybe FC St. Louis.
St. Louis Louligans.
Well, my friends of the Louligans and all, we are much in favor of the new name, Laser Snakes. I'm not sure why.
I never knew there was such a thing.
Yeah,
Laser Snakes.
We're already the Chupacabras.
Some people want it to be the Steamers, as a throwback to the 80s indoor soccer team that took hold at the old arena in St. Louis.
Yeah, in my personal opinion, though, is we've done that twice now.
People want the Spirits. That would be a hearken to the ABA team that used to play in St. Louis.
I could go with Spirits FC or something like that. Spirits FC would work, I think.
Across the field now as the Wildcats continue their lead on the Lynx. Approaching in the 10th minute of this second half as the ball is picked on up by Sabbath. I gotta say, I'm looking forward to the new stadium being built over by Union Station in downtown West, as they call it. And
yeah, it's going to be fantastic because I believe, I can't remember their current name, but it's the old HOK. It's going to be the architectural firm behind it, and I've never seen a building of theirs that I wasn't blown away by.
All right. I'm going to be interesting to see where in downtown around Union Station it will be built. It was out there in the public. Haven't been able to find it back when the talks were initially started of it, as Dennis finds a lane here. Can she make a goal, number 5 for her? Instead, she defers to her teammate and getting a piece of the pass. After it was ricocheted, Sabbath and is able to regather and scoop it up.
Nice play there all around, both on the offensive end and in goal.
Dennis deferred and tried to pass on over. The defender, the Lynx, had it ricochet off of her, and Sabbath threw her body. Her body was going one way, had to throw it the other way, and Bree Darledge took the ball right to the face and was not expecting it, and his whistle is called.
Ooh, she looks a little.
Looks a little worse for wear after that one. Clock continuing to roll here. Clock has now been stopped at 32:25.
Never saw him call for it though, so.
Interesting.
And that's why I hated drop balls.
I don't understand what happened there. Please fill me in.
Oh, well, she got whacked. I know that much, but number 23, Sasha Gay Brown, took one on off the shin or something, but I'm not sure what exactly the referee called here. Your guess is as good as mine.
Ricketts will kick it on up here. Costa, good ball movement now here for the Lynx as Darlich has an opportunity. Cuts to the middle. Costa tried to hold it for her teammate there. Kish picking up the loose ball, taking it toward the goal and caught by Ricketts. And that chance is squandered off the defensive grab of Ricketts.
Here comes the counter. Good ball there.
And now a counter here for the Wildcats across the field, back in front, and Fanning on the shot. Brittany Bay had what she thought an open goal, and it hit off her foot wrong and went wide to the far side.
Yeah, in regards to the new stadium, I know, honestly, I've been a little confused because my original thought was it was going to be just north of Market the entire time. But then some reports came out that said that they had changed it up to put it over there. So, unless I missed an announcement somewhere. But yeah, to give you an idea, you know where the Drury Hotel is on Market. It's right, going to be around there. And hopefully Maggie O'Brien's will remain for pre- and post-game food and other purchases.
Another good gathering facility in St. Louis, for sure. Or if the Blues were to make another Stanley Cup final in the future where that stadium is, they could have another watch party there as well as Busch Stadium.
Oh, and they would sell out both of them, I'm sure.
Maybe when the dome in St. Louis comes back alive, they could have another watch party there with another 100,000 people.
Yeah, what the heck, everybody, just let's abandon the suburbs, let's all go downtown. Did you make it to the parade?
I did. I enjoyed the parade on that Saturday and had to get there early.
Oh, yes.
A bunch of people downtown on that day.
Oh, I've never seen anything like it in my 40 years. It was incredible.
I had not been to any of the parades in 06 or 11 for the Cardinals. Watched those on TV, but
Yeah.
from what I remember on those, and the players sitting in their cars and their Mustangs during the parades and waving to the people as they went down the parade. The St. Louis Blues players and their families did not do that. The players came out and high-fived everybody down the streets, and some stayed on their fire trucks. In the case for Ryan O'Reilly, had a fire truck. Same with Braden Shen, his dad being a fireman, and Patrick Maroon had the big 16-wheeler, the big rig.
And odd fun fact, his security detail that day was also another Oakville alumni who serves in the city police force. Good friend of mine, Cedric Brooks, was his, I guess, security detail for the afternoon. And so someone there at Metropolitan Police Department was thinking that day to put two Oakville guys. Warmed even my old heart.
me. I was standing on Keener Plaza right across from the Emos.
I was right by you a couple of times, man. Sorry I didn't run into you.
Wow.
I was kind of roaming all
There's a
over.
lot of people.
Yeah. And, ooh, nice shoulder challenge there.
Taking that shoulder was, I believe, number 13, Lily Beckerer.
Allie Moss checking in for the Lynx, senior Tuscola, Illinois.
Bree Darledge coming on out of the game.
Did you make it to the rally at the Arch Grounds as well?
I did, and my parents saved me a spot. They had a
spectacular.
They were there. They stayed there the entire time. They didn't go to the. They didn't go to the parade downtown.
Yeah.
They watched the parade on the big screen there. But we're downtown, down on the Arch Grounds for the parade. So they got that early gate access.
Ah, nice.
And they were able to accommodate me in there. So
wonderful.
I was one of the lucky fans that got to experience both. Because if you were at the front of the parade and you tried to get down there, you had a difficult time getting down there.
It was doable, but it was very difficult.
Yep.
Because I had a friend who came all the way from, she works in film production out in Hollywood. So she and her husband is like, if he said, if they win, I'm taking you to the parade. She was like, sure. One thing she kind of forgot about it, and he's like, okay, we have our plane tickets for Saturday. She's like, what?
My goodness.
So yeah, I hadn't seen Ashley in a couple years, so it was good to spend time with her that day.
I was fortunate as well to go to Game 4 against the Bruins.
Oh.
It was the only game of the finals I went to, but obviously the only one they won in St. Louis.
Yeah.
And looking back at it, it was a blur.
Seems like that's how most of the summer was for us.
Yep. Not because I had alcohol to drink or anything. I was completely sober. It was just, it happened so fast, and it was just a great moment. And much like the celebration of the cup, it was over too soon. And
yep, and the Blues are already back at it. I think
Sure
first
enough.
preseason game is
in a few days.
Monday night, I believe.
Yep.
But we were discussing earlier about practice facilities with the Lady Lynx ice hockey team where we played at Nationals in Dallas. It's a little 5,000 seat arena that also has home to the Dallas Stars practice facility, and that place is magnificent. Cannot wait to go back down there again in March.
A muff kick here by Ricketts, a chance for the Lynx. Costa, a shot on goal, scooped on up and grabbed by Ricketts. Coach for the Lynx keeps yelling, keep working at it, keep working at it. Erica Hackman, keep working at it. Maybe they'll crack one through.
They've done a good job making adjustments at the half. This half is definitely, could tell, much more in favor of the Lynx. They just got to get that first one, and time's ticking against us.
Mm-hmm. Time's certainly becoming a factor. 24:10 to go in the half is another substitution being made.
Had a bar talk coming in, native of Harrisburg, Illinois.
Lily Becker coming out, the sophomore. And now a chance here for the Lynx. Costa trying to take her opponent head on, and the ball rolls out of bounds, but it did go off that Wildcat player. So will be a throw in here.
So Sean, when is your next broadcast going to be?
I believe for Lindenwood, I'll have to check the schedule here.
Yeah.
Should have it right in front of me when you ask me that question.
Yeah, that's all right. I didn't warn you it was coming, so.
That's all right.
Oop. Wow, no call on that. I know we have home volleyball on Tuesday night. I'm not sure if
It
you
should
guys...
be our next broadcast
Okay.
on Lindenwood Belleville TV. Charter Spectrum Channel 989, St. Clair, Clinton counties, as well as on YouTube that day. So that'll be our next broadcast. It'll be Tuesday.
All right.
As far as soccer goes, I will have to take a look here. Soccer, men's and women's, on the 24th.
That is going to be a full day of athletics around here.
Certainly will be.
Yeah, that is the Saturday, correct?
That is a Tuesday.
Oh, no, okay.
It's 7:30. 4:30 men's game.
Okay.
7 p.m. women's game, and I'll have to call for both of them. And need some lemon juice on that day.
Well, and then I believe it is the 28th. We have a soccer doubleheader in the afternoon, followed by Game 2 of the series of Lindenwood Belleville hockey in a rematch of the national championship against Liberty.
Indeed.
So,
And the 28th is also a 12:30 to 2:30 game for soccer versus Lyon College on the 28th. That is a Saturday at the end of this month.
that will be a long day for yours truly, but that's the way I like them. Game days are always better than non-game days.
I would agree.
So I presume we'll have you visiting a few times down at the Shark Tank this winter?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
It is in the plans for LBTV to cover those games, and you know me, I want to cover as many games as I can.
Exactly. Experience is the best teacher, they say.
Certainly is. The 21 minutes to go here in this second half. Keep forgetting that they only have the one up on the scoreboard, but
Yeah.
that is because that button is broken.
Yes. Which, thankfully, it is, of all the buttons, the least important.
Very true indeed.
What, we're going to take hydration again, sir?
Yes, we do have an
Okay.
hydration break here with 20:40 to go. With that hydration break, we ourselves will step aside here for a bit. Don't worry. We'll be right back. 4-0, the Lynx trail to the Wildcats of Bethel University. We'll be right back. This is Lindenwood Lynx Soccer. Welcome back to Lindenwood Field here at the campus of Lindenwood University Belleville. .40 to go here in the second half. The Lynx trail 4-0 after the hydration break. Called by the official. It will be the Lynx that have possession on a throw in on here on the near side. And so now here come the Lynx. Darlich lost it. On up ahead. And now Bardock steals. Bartek looking for Kish. Excuse me, Kish has it. Ooh. Kish going to send one toward the goal, and Ricketts catches that nicely and holds on.
Shot.
Ricketts has been the goalie that has been tested more in this second half, as the Lynx look to get some pressure on her. Looking to crack the wall.
Shot totals now 10 for Bethel and 8 for Lindenwood Belleville. Shots on goal 8-5 in favor of Bethel, and we're getting more opportunities to the second half.
Yeah, the Wildcats only one shot on goal in this half. Coming into the second half, the Lynx only had one shot on goal.
Just got to find the first one to break through, and all into touch there.
Ball rolls out of bounds on the far side. Intended for Claire Granke, who's out in the field. It's tough to read the numbers far away. Wildcats coming in now here on the far side. Ball staying north as well, and now up ahead for Dennis. Dennis
powers through again.
Shot denied right there by Sabbath. A good save made there. Approaching the 29th minute. And the 28th currently.
I have to say I'm very impressed by the composure of the freshman Sabbath. Very cool under pressure. It's not an easy thing when you have someone with 4 goals coming in on you, looking for that 5th.
Two goals evenly divided on both goaltenders. The starting goaltender, Danny Ruiz, for the Lynx. Both goals for Dennis, as we said. Evenly divided. 4 goals for her. Could easily be seen as the reason the Wildcats are up 4-0.
She definitely done an excellent job of finishing today.
Finding the open fields is now a substitution being made for the Lynx. Costa coming back onto the field, this time for Ali Moss. Ball out of bounds, last touch by a Lynx player. The sideline judge over there calls it out, and so it will be a Wildcat ball here.
They saying there was a foul there? Okay, just tying her shoe.
Just tying her shoe. On the throw-in right here. Ball coming to the heart of the field. Kish giving chase here to the ball. Sasha Brown in on the attack on her, and the ball goes out of bounds. Bartok throwing it in. Being battled for. And it will be a Wildcat ball. It's battle for on that line, and just a battle of trying to get it in, their last touch to get out of bounds. Brown on up ahead. Dennis intercepted and kicked it forward by Erica Lloyd. Darledge to the middle. Nobody home. Sent on out. Up ahead for the captain, Brittany Bray, wearing the captain's C stripe on her right arm. Deferred for one of her teammates. It's still being battled for by the Lynx defenders, and now they come away with it. Scholler for Kish. Kish to the heart of the field. Pass a little too hot to handle for Costa. Player down in the circle, and a whistle is called. A header from Erica Lloyd went straight up into the air, but the Lynx, after the battle for the loose ball, trying to advance it into the enemy territory.
There.
He's done so there.
All right.
His ball will be kicked all the way back to Ricketts, and Ricketts, in tight pass right there as Darledge was pressuring her. And if that ball roll off the foot any more wrong, Darledge would have been in cold turkey, but now Brown into the penalty area, has teammates with her. It's Dennis in front. Dennis scores again. The 5th goal by her to make it 5-0.
Very nice counterattack there by the Wildcats. And the finish was relatively elementary.
Not much the goaltender Sabbath could do on that last goal, with the pass being a bang-bang one-timer.
Just very good quick counter on that play, and just, nothing a goalie could do in that situation but fish the ball out of your net, unfortunately.
So now the Lynx just looking to get one on the scoreboard. They got 12 minutes to do it.
Starting to build momentum coming into their next match on Tuesday the 17th at William Woods to open up conference play.
It'll be a 2-game road trip for the Lynx on the 17th and the 21st.
And thankfully avoiding the trip to Williams Baptist, playing them at home in their next home match. That is a long bus ride.
Some teammate bonding. be taken on the road trip potentially, but the ball is kicked on out and should be a penalty kick. Excuse me, a corner kick, not a penalty kick. A substitution being made for the Wildcats. Jody Butler coming into the game. Coming out of the game will be number 12, Marina Hammer. So far side corner kick now for the Wildcats. Only the third corner kick of this contest.
Seems like there should have been a lot more, but
into the penalty area, it's high. It goes over everybody's head, and so Kish will have possession. Kish for the Lynx, looking to exit her end. On up ahead now, going down the field, Darledge. Works the ball free.
Nice hustle play.
Good hustle play right there. A whistle called, and now a late call for out of bounds.
I think the liner had his flag up at the time, but our center... From what I saw, it looked like it stayed in, but...
Sure did from our angle. Up here, we're right on top of it.
No video review, please, though.
Oh. Wildcats now coming down. Butler just fresh into the game. Trying to make a move with her feet. And pass knocked down, save made right there on the doorstep.
Another quality save.
Martin with the shot and a good save right there made by Sabbath, who read the play nicely. Dennis let the ball go through her feet, and Martin was wide open on the one-time shot, but Sabbath made the save.
Denied again.
Now Brown with it. Almost fell over the ball right there with her footwork, but still maintains it. Dishing it for her teammate Hatch, but Hatch had the ball intercepted. Lynx looking to counter here. Over midfield. Up ahead for offsides, though, as when you guessed that Dennis was alone.
She's got the instincts, but just almost a little too quick.
Indeedly so, and so it'll be a free kick here for the Lynx. On up ahead, nearing that corner and thrown toward the middle in the penalty area. Johnson, shot on goal, gloved by the goalkeeper. Ricketts. Beg your pardon, that was not Johnson, that was Darledge on the shot. Now on up ahead, the Wildcats looking to advance through.
Nice breakup on that play.
Good breakup right there by number 11, Erica Lloyd, the defender. Ball comes all the way back to Ricketts for Brown. Brown stopping the ball, had pressure from Kish and almost made a bad pass.
Coming our way, throw in.
Becker set to come in back for substitution, taking out Bree Darledge, who's had a good game. So now Hannah Bartok throwing it in. Knocked down by Costa. Costa goes back for her D-man.
Got a piece of her there.
.6:30 to go, second half. Lynx trail 5-0.
Something here.
Kish muffed both times by Emily Rains. But now Costa. Across on over for Aikida. Now on the far side of the field. Bueno, I believe, saw the ball go right off her and out of bounds. Ball goes straight in the air and a nice juggle play there by Erica Lloyd.
I don't think that was how that was planned somehow.
Luisa Bueno, excuse me, with that juggle play. An 8 could look like 2 1s from far away. .440 to go in this regulation. Kish trying to juggle the ball. Can't do it. So Juliana Stratford was intercepted by Dennis. And Dennis on up ahead. Passed on back now, and it goes back into Wildcat territory near midfield. Trying to direct traffic on that pass was the captain, Brittany Bray.
And
now on up ahead.
Here.
Luisa Bueno into the penalty area. Nobody home for the Lynx. Becker just out of the way. Bless you.
Thank you.
Dennis juggles back for Bray. Now for Brown. Near side. Out in front for Dennis. Alone. By herself briefly. Has teammates with her. Trying to do it herself for 6. No. Sabbath shuts it down. Now another chance here. This is not going to be offsides. A 2-on-1 on the goalkeeper, Sabbath, and she can't make the stop there to make it 6-0. Sabbath was left out to dry on that one.
Nothing you could have done on that play.
Clock is stopped at 2:57. Time of the goal. In the 88th minute. Costa off the restart. Beckery. Up ahead, that's going to be offside though.
hair excited on that play and got ahead of it.
Indeedly so. Kicked on back for Ricketts. Ricketts on up ahead. That one went out of bounds, though. Bueno with it on the throw-in. Now into the penalty area for the Lynx. Broken on up, though. Costa back. Shot goes wide. 1:50 to go. Player of this game, undoubtedly so, with 5 goals. Janine Dennis for the Wildcats.
Absolutely. So it's struggled to get 5 goals in a college career, let alone one match.
All over the ball today. The ball just found a way to get to her as well. Kolaric up ahead for Dennis, but broken up by the defense of Erica Lloyd. Up ahead for Beckerer. Beckerer at midfield trying to force the favor through traffic. And the ball is kicked all the way down, and it will be a goal kick for the Lynx. In the final minute now, Emma Sabbath gonna kick it on out.
Sub.
We have a substitution being made here. Number 20, Kirkland comes in. Katie Kirkland. Taking out number 16, Kara Cook. Sabbath on the goal kick, kicking it to the heart of the field. It's going to be It's going to be headed right back to her. And number 6 right there for Janine Dennis. To make it 7-0, she'll put an exclamation point on it.
Lovely little half volley on that play.
A double hat trick. You don't see that too often. Now a player down on the field. Trainers coming on out to see how she's feeling.
Looks like an ankle, maybe.
Kolaric down, now back to her feet. And Ledesma will come in to take her place, I presume.
For the final 30 seconds.
There were clouds overhead when this game started. There aren't any more. Seem to move north. The official directing traffic. This will be a Lynx ball.
And now the final 30 seconds.
over the head of Bartok. Bartok falling to the field. Throw in here by Dennis. Brown. Time winds down, and that'll do it for this contest. The Wildcats beat the Lynx 7-0. 6 goals belonging to Janine Dennis of the Wildcats, number 11. The players now come together for the handshakes. Janine Dennis putting an exclamation point on it just with over a minute to go in this contest with her 6th goal.
Just an incredibly good performance by her today, and something definitely to be proud of. 6 in a game is... I don't know if I ever scored 6 in a game in indoors.
I've never scored 6 goals in a soccer game. I never played soccer, though.
Makes it more difficult.
Yeah. Nonetheless, the Lynx will take it on up to Williams Woods University. Or I guess down, rather. It is south. So
No, it's pretty much straight on west.
straight on west.
But yes, Tuesday at 5 p.m.
And then Central Baptist on the 21st of this upcoming weekend. A week from today. So
Returning home on the 24th against Williams Baptist.
we'll have that next broadcast here for you on LBTV, as
All
well as the men's game prior to that at 4:30. So you get doubleheader action of those games. And then again, once again on the 28th, when both men's and women's play Lyon College on that Saturday weekend, 2 Saturdays from now. So you definitely want to tune in on LBTV for that one. Next broadcast for LBTV is going to be on Tuesday of the women's volleyball taking on Columbia College at 7 p.m. You'll want to tune in on that one on the 17th, 7 p.m. Women's volleyball will take on Columbia College. As far as women's soccer goes, we mentioned the 24th of Williams Baptist College. Men's and women's doubleheader on that game. Thank you for tuning in here on LBTV, Charter Spectrum Channel 989 in St. Clair and Clinton counties, as well as you tuning in on YouTube. For Johnny Lane and everybody else with LBTV, Sean Michael signing off. Thank you for watching. This has been Lindenwood Lynx Soccer.